I think it's worth investing in when the feeling is mutual, when both parties are really excited, when, God, when there's like these little moments of magic.
Feels good, it fits right. We don't move too quick. Got hers, I get mine. We say, ooh, that's it. Say what I feel is a fact. She said she feel it right back. Got sentimental, lost the momentum. Said what I meant though. Yeah, I got what I give, can't block what it is. And I'm not one to trip or flake. If the plot got thick and we got off script, I won't just dip, I stay. Let the incense float out and defenses go down. Let the pot get big. If I lost my chips, I'll process it and say it's alright. That's life. Let those cycles twist. When the highs go dip, then I go ride. Hold tight. That's the risk we take. It's a trip we ought to make, and it's alright. That's life. Let those cycles twist. When the highs go dip.
So I appreciate you guys for making it this far. If you liked it, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and subscribe while you're there, because I really appreciate that even more. You know what I'm saying? Kick it with your boy. Anyway, the 16mm lens on the Fujifilm X-T4, as you can see, is a real big problem. And I mean a problem in a good way. Now, I don't have it on here because I have it literally right here in front of me, right there. So let's talk about this lens. It's $400. It's a 2.8. So a 16mm is equivalent to a 24mm on a full frame camera. With this being a crop sensor camera, it makes it a wider or closer focal length. Because the true 16mm would just be like almost like a fisheye. So yeah, with this being a crop, it goes up a little bit in the focal length. It's $400, which is really, really good for this to be a 2.8, and it's a fixed lens or a fixed focal length, which means that it doesn't zoom at all. So you can't zoom. You have to physically move forward and back to get that look that you want, or to get the closeness or further back, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's small, it's compact. I mean, literally, this is very small. Like, that's tiny. So that's just something to compare it to. I mean, it's even smaller than the camera itself. So you can throw this in your pocket if you want to. I mean, you can literally throw this at somebody's head if you wanted to too. But it's a 2.8, so it's not low enough for indoors, but it can still work. But it's also not perfect for indoors, if that makes sense. So normally for indoors, you want like a 1.2, 1.4, maybe even 1.8. 2.8 is, like I said, not that great, but it'll do. It'll do. You're gonna end up being maybe a 3200 ISO, which, you know, you start to see some grain then. But for what I do, this is perfect. I have no complaints about this. Also, another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that it's weather resistant. It's not weatherproof or waterproof, it's weather resistant. And that's pretty much withstanding dust, withstanding light sprinkles. You know, if you get caught outside and it's raining, you know, yeah, you may be able to shoot around for a little bit, but you don't want to submerge it in water because you're gonna mess your lens up. It's water resistant, not waterproof, which is still pretty good for $400. Now, with the focal length being 16, it's gonna give you a very unique look, which is what we've shown through these earlier pictures. As you can tell with her, you're able to catch a lot of the surrounding, and as you can see with him, it's the same thing. A 24mm, which is what this is equivalent to, is a favorite lens of mine. And like I said, I like the fact that I can capture a lot of the surrounding and also get a good bit of the subject also. It kind of help tell a story, but at the same time, it's also good for portraits. As you can tell with her, here's a portrait of her, you know, it's gonna give it a very unique look. Whereas if this was a 50mm, it wouldn't look the same. You know, a 35mm, yeah, but a 24mm has its own unique look, wide, but not too wide. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Another thing that I want to talk about is the focus on it. The focus on it is actually pretty fast. I've had some lenses that will focus hunt because it's a load of crap. It's not going to be that good, but actually this focus is pretty fast. And again, for $400, you really can't argue with this. This is a very good starter lens, in my opinion. Or even if it's a lens that you just want to throw in your bag, even if you're not starting out, I really recommend this. The 16mm and the 27mm are the two that I have for this. So yeah, I really enjoy this lens. I love the look that it gives. Even when I was shooting with John, these pictures looks better than the pictures with the 27mm, in my opinion. I just found that look to be more appealing than the 27, and the 27 is equivalent to a 40mm on a full frame. So you're looking at almost a 50mm, you know, right between the 35, but over 35, but not far from 50. So yeah, I definitely feel like this lens is worth it. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite lenses for my XT4. It's one of the two that I recently bought when I first purchased this camera, and apparently this son just wants to make it very hard on me. The 16mm by Fujifilm is great, wonderful price. I mean, $400, you really can't argue with that at a 2.8 fixed focal length. It's pretty darn good. It's weather resistant, and it's small. You can throw it in your pocket. Almost dropped it on the computer. That would have been sad. But yeah, so if you like the way this lens looks, if you like the way the pictures came out, let me know. What's your favorite lens for the X-T4 or any of the Fuji X series lenses? I think it's X series. I don't want to get y'all wrong. Anyway, for any of the Fujifilm lenses, which one is y'all favorite? Let me know. And also, which one of these pictures is you guys' favorite? I'm gonna pop mine up right here. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, and I will talk to you guys next time. I am out.